The Invisible Architects: Why Black Families Homeschooling. Neurodivergent children are rewriting the rules on care, education, and liberation. Welcome to Soft Girl Era, the sacred space where strong Black women unlearn survival, rediscover softness, and reclaim the joy, rest, and freedom they deserve. I'm your host, LeAnne Dolce, pronounced Dolce, like sweet softness whispered in French, and I'm your guide from burnout to boundaries, from doing to being, from strong to soft, and loving every second of it. Today, I want to share something with you that shook me to my core. I sat down with Nicole L Miles, a woman who is quietly rewriting the rules on what it means to be a caregiver, an educator, an advocate, and an entrepreneur all at once. Nicole is a homeschooling mother raising four children, including one adopted son with autism and three grandchildren with ADHD. She made the bold, disruptive decision to leave traditional employment, work from home, and homeschool her children so she could be fully present for their unique needs. Her journey has been full of sweat, blood, and tears, sometimes happy, sometimes sad, but always rooted in love and intentionality. Nicole is making the world a better place by showing Black families that homeschooling neurodivergent children is not just possible, it is powerful, and it is a form of liberation. She is building a blueprint for freedom that the education system refuses to provide. What Nicole shared with me challenged everything I thought I knew about homeschooling, about caregiving, and about what it means to protect peace while raising children who need more than the system is willing to give. And I want to share those insights with you today because if you are a Black woman, a professional, an entrepreneur, or a caregiver navigating the complexities of raising neurodivergent children, this conversation is for you. This is not just information, this is transformation. Let me start with something Nicole said that stopped me in my tracks. She told me that Black families who homeschool special needs children are doing complex, high stakes care work that is still largely invisible in both education and disability conversations. Think about that for a moment. When most people hear the word homeschooling, they picture privilege. They picture a stay at home parent with resources, time, and flexibility. They rarely, if ever, picture a Black family navigating autism, ADHD, adoption, and raising grandchildren while also trying to build income from home. Nicole's perspective directly challenges that stereotype. She named homeschooling as both a survival strategy and a liberation strategy for Black neurodivergent kids who are not being adequately served or protected in traditional schools. She highlighted that parents, especially Black mothers and grandmothers, often become case managers, advocates, educators, and entrepreneurs all at once, simply to get their children what they need. And she pointed out that while there are growing resources for special needs homeschooling, Black families' stories, cultural realities, and specific barriers like racism, misdiagnosis, underdiagnosis, and economic pressure are rarely centered. That needs to change. Nicole's lens is not just about homeschooling, it is about Black families homeschooling neurodivergent children at home while trying to sustain income and emotional health. It is about releasing the cape, redefining strength, and embracing softness in a world that taught us survival. So, let me share three key insights from my conversation with Nicole L. Miles, insights that every Black professional and entrepreneur raising neurodivergent children needs to hear. Insight number one: you are the architect of your child's learning environment, and that is a strategic advantage, not a deficit. Homeschooling a child with autism or ADHD lets you control pace, sensory input, and expectations in ways traditional classrooms rarely can. For Black families, this is not just about academics. It is about protecting children from racial bias, disproportionate discipline, and low expectations while still honoring their strengths. As a professional or entrepreneur, you can treat your homeschool like you would a business. vision, systems, metrics, that mindset can reduce chaos and burnout. Nicole reminded me that when you design your child's learning environment, you are not giving up control, you are taking it back. You are saying, my child deserves better than what the system is offering, and I am capable of creating that better. You are saying, I refuse to let my child be labeled defiant when they are simply neurodivergent. You are saying, I will not allow my child to be another statistic in a system that was never built to see them, support them, or celebrate them. Insight number two, you cannot do this alone and you are not meant to. Building the right ecosystem is non negotiable. Successfully homeschooling neurodivergent children requires a support ecosystem. Therapists, online curricula, virtual communities of Black homeschoolers, special needs advocates, and sometimes legal or IEP guidance. For entrepreneurs, this means designing work that fits your caregiving reality, flexible income streams, remote work, or business models that accept that therapy appointments and meltdowns are part of the calendar. Community is both a mental health tool and a strategic resource. Isolation is a risk factor for fatigue, depression, and poor decision making. Nicole made it clear that asking for help is not weakness. It is wisdom, it is softness, it is survival. And here is what nobody tells you: building that ecosystem is an act of resistance. It is you saying, I will not do this alone in silence. I will not shrink. I will not pretend that I have it all together when I am falling apart. I will reach out. I will connect. I will build. Insight number three, your business and career can be designed around your caregiving mission without abandoning your own ambitions. Working from home to prioritize special needs homeschooling is not giving up your career. It is redefining success to include your children's well being and your long term sustainability. Many Black professionals build hybrid lives, part time consulting, online services, micro businesses, and they adapt timelines rather than abandon goals. The core takeaway is this: you are allowed to build a life where your neurodivergent children thrive and your gifts still make it to the marketplace. That requires intentional planning, but it is possible. It is not only possible, it is happening right now. Now, let me share three real stories that bring these insights to life. The first story is about Maria Davis Pierre, a Black licensed mental health counselor, autism advocate, and founder of Autism in Black, an organization created to support Black parents of autistic children. Maria's journey began with her own child's autism diagnosis and the realization that Black families frequently encounter misdiagnosis, delayed diagnosis, and disbelief when raising concerns about their children's development. Many Black parents face schools that discipline instead of support, interpreting autistic traits and ADHD behaviors through a lens of racial bias, labeling children as defiant rather than neurodivergent. Families must navigate complex systems, school districts, healthcare, insurance, that are not culturally responsive while also trying to maintain employment and household stability. So, what did Maria do? She founded Autism in Black to create culturally informed education, advocacy, and counseling services specifically for Black families with autistic children. She trains parents to become strong advocates, asking the right questions, challenging biased practices, and seeking services that genuinely fit their children. Her work emphasizes home based strategies, structured routines, visual supports, and communication tools that parents can implement themselves. She uses workshops, online resources, and social media to create community and reduce isolation for parents who are providing intensive care at home. The outcomes have been powerful. Black parents gain language and confidence to push for appropriate supports, whether in public school, private settings, or home based education. Families report feeling less alone and more equipped to interpret their child's behaviors as neurodivergence rather than bad behavior. The model shows that when Black parents are given tools and community, they can design home environments, even homeschooling settings, that better honor their children's needs. Maria's advocacy was born from lived experience. As a Black mother and mental health professional, she recognized that mainstream autism resources often ignored race, culture, and the specific stigmas Black families face. She saw that many parents were quietly doing high level care work at home, creating routines, modifying diet, researching interventions without recognition or guidance. Her decision to build Autism in Black reflects the same core move Nicole L Miles made, reshaping professional life around the needs of a neurodivergent child and turning personal struggle into a platform for collective support. Autism in Black has become a recognized resource and training hub for Black families, clinicians, and educators seeking culturally responsive autism information. Maria has spoken nationally about the intersection of race and autism, raising awareness that Black children are both underdiagnosed and overdisciplined. Her work has helped normalize conversations about home based care and education for autistic children in Black communities. On the community level, Autism in Black is shifting the narrative. Instead of pathologizing Black parenting, it highlights Black parents as powerful advocates and educators. The second story is about the Black Homeschools Conference, a gathering designed specifically for Black homeschooling families. One of its focal areas is special needs resources, featuring sessions with educators, advocates, and parents who have successfully homeschooled children with diverse learning needs, including autism and ADHD. Black homeschooling families with special needs children often feel doubly invisible. The mainstream homeschool narrative rarely centers Black families, and special education systems often overlook homeschoolers altogether. Parents report difficulty finding adaptive curriculum, therapists who understand Black families, and clear information about legal rights for special needs children being educated at home. Many families struggle with balancing work, caregiving, and education, especially when children require frequent appointments and one on one attention. The conference provides targeted sessions on special needs homeschooling, adaptive curriculum, educational therapies, legal resources, and support organizations. It connects parents to practical strategies for structuring the homeschool day, visual schedules, sensory friendly workspaces, and accommodations for attention and executive function challenges. It fosters peer networks of Black parents who can share resources, trade childcare, or collaborate on co ops and micro schools that support neurodivergent kids. Families leave with concrete plans, what curriculum to use, how to access therapies while homeschooling, how to stay legally compliant, and how to protect their children from racism in education. Parents report feeling affirmed. They see other Black families successfully homeschooling special needs children, which reduces shame and fear. Some parents use conference connections to launch small businesses or advocacy projects supporting Black homeschoolers with special needs, like tutoring services or curriculum consulting. The rise in homeschooling after 2020 saw significant growth among Black families, many of whom left traditional schools due to safety concerns, racial bias, or dissatisfaction with how their children's special needs were handled. Organizers recognized that Black parents were improvising complex educational and therapeutic plans at home with little structural support. The conference was created as a central hub to validate, equip, and connect Black homeschoolers, especially those parenting neurodivergent children. The event has established special needs resources as a core, not peripheral, part of Black homeschooling conversation. It has raised awareness that Black families are not only homeschooling for academic or cultural reasons, but also to better serve children with disabilities and learning differences. The conference has helped normalize Black homeschool co ops that include children with autism and ADHD, adapting curriculum and expectations to fit them. On the industry side, the conference pressures curriculum developers and educational service providers to design for Black homeschoolers and neurodivergent learners, not just for a white middle class norm. The third story is about a family who homeschooled a child with autism and ADHD due to school failure. Parent David Smith describes 8 years of homeschooling three children, including an eldest son on the autism spectrum with ADHD, who had been bullied and was not thriving in mainstream school. The family turned to an online homeschool program and reshaped their routines and expectations around their son's needs. The child's autism and ADHD made traditional classroom demands, noise, pace, social dynamics, overwhelming. He experienced bullying and emotional distress, which compounded his learning difficulties. The school environment focused on compliance rather than genuine support, leaving the family feeling that their son's potential was being missed. Transitioning to homeschool meant the parents had to learn curriculum planning, time management, and how to integrate therapies and accommodations at home, all while sustaining income and caring for siblings. The family enrolled their children in an online homeschool program that allowed flexible pacing and individualized content. They leveraged technology as a patient tutor, using AI tools for math instruction so their son could review concepts repeatedly without shame or frustration. Parents created a structured, predictable home environment, clear routines, dedicated learning spaces, and breaks tailored to the child's sensory and attention needs. Over time, the eldest child's confidence increased. He transitioned successfully into the workforce, demonstrating that homeschooling can lead to adult independence and opportunity. The family developed stronger relationships as schooling became a collaborative effort rather than a daily battlefield. They gained a set of transferable skills: time management, advocacy, tech integration that can be applied to both parenting and professional life. These three stories show us something critical. Black families are not waiting for permission to protect their children. They are building ecosystems, launching organizations, hosting conferences, and redesigning their lives around what their children need. They are releasing the cape. They are redefining strength. They are embracing softness as strategy. So here's what I need you to understand. If you are a Black professional or entrepreneur raising neurodivergent children, you are not failing. You are not behind. You are not less than. You are pioneering a path that this world has refused to pave for you. You are doing the work that schools will not do, that systems will not fund, that society will not see. And you are doing it with grace, with grit, and with a love so fierce it reshapes the future. But here's the disruptive truth nobody wants to say out loud. You were never supposed to carry this alone. The system was designed to make you feel isolated, overwhelmed, and invisible. It was designed to make you believe that if you cannot do it all, you are not enough. That is a lie, and it is time to reject it. This week, I want you to do something radical. I want you to ask yourself one honest question: what would change in my work, my schedule, and my expectations if I treated my child's needs as the foundation of our life design, not an obstacle to work around? Then I want you to choose one change, big or small, that moves your home closer to being a true learning sanctuary for your child. Maybe it is adjusting your work hours. Maybe it is restructuring your homeschool day. Maybe it is reaching out to a community that understands your journey. Then commit to testing that change for 30 days and see what shifts for you and for your child. Because here is the truth Nicole L Miles reminded me of. You are not failing if you choose your child over the grind. You are not weak if you ask for help. You are not less ambitious if you redefine success. You are an architect. You are a liberator. You are enough. And the world needs what you are building